The next generation of leaders must embark on a journey to become sustainable leaders. And I'm talking about the mindset, their state of mind, their psychology, their inner skills. They must learn to balance not only their work and personal life, but also balance world issues and complex problems. So we need leaders who are truly able to connect the dots, who can manage holistically and think from the future that does not exist.
Your job is to rewire your brain with the power of your own mind. That's what neuroplasticity is all about. That's what the human experience is all about. To uncover and rediscover what we are. Human beings, feeling and thinking beings. And by doing so, creating our experience from a moment-to-moment basis. Expand your consciousness into a world where mindfulness meets neuroscience. My name is Fernanda Lind, and I am your host.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wired to Win show. Thank you for listening, as always. My goal is to challenge you, to stretch you, to stretch your thinking, and to invite you to change how you think and how you view the world. The Rewired Global mission is to help women in leadership to become more impactful, more conscious, more powerful, and by doing so, hopefully leaving this planet a little better. So changing the world, one leader at a time. In the Rewired Global brand, we offer different programs for senior executives, women in leadership, female founders, and we help them evolve their leadership skills. We help them prevent burnout so that they can lead in a more sustainable way and create more impact in driving global change. Our worldwide clients are senior executives from diverse professional fields, from the biggest global companies to founders of startups. But most important of all, just want to say that we adore our clients. We go above and beyond to create a curated, high-touch experience for our clients that changes not only their lives, but the lives of everyone around them, their families, their teams, the companies they work for. And by doing so, of course, changing the world. And my mission for you listening to this podcast right now is to show you what's possible to help you become the most outstanding woman in your sphere. And today we're going to talk about the face of leadership and the need for a new type of leadership to emerge. There is an urgent need in business today for leadership to change, for leadership to evolve into the kind of leadership that can take on the challenges to create a more sustainable world and lead everyone into a more sustainable future. Because in essence, leadership is about envisioning and shaping a future that is not here today. Hopefully a better and more sustainable future. So the world business leaders operate in today is extremely uncertain, and we are facing unprecedented challenges and complex problems. I mean, I don't know about you guys listening right now, but these past years have been pretty insane, right? It feels like we've experienced so much turmoil and chaos that should have happened in decades or over a lifetime. And instead, we got to feel it all in a couple of years. We experienced a worldwide pandemic, an economy that has come crashing down to quickly be supported by central banks, which then made the markets go bananas, and we had a record year. And then beginning this year, we've had Russia invading Ukraine. And from there, we're facing inflation levels that we haven't seen in many, many decades. So the issues are complex, to say the least. And on top of all of these challenges, we're trying to solve big global issues like ending world hunger or increasing well-being for all or caring for our planet and working to create a sustainable world for future generations. So leaders are expected to step up and take on a new level of responsibility, not only to have the ability to face all of these challenges and extreme uncertainty, but also to lead us all through massive change. So we need to change the way we work, the way we consume, the way we treat each other, the way we make profit, the way we live. Not an easy task. So leaders need to also understand how business activities are impacting their stakeholders, their customers, clients, and the wider society as a whole, as well as the environment. And through it all, have year after year of record profits. Like, talk about balancing priorities, not to mention talk about balancing work and life, your personal life. So the pressure on today's leaders will not decrease. That's obvious. On the contrary, it will increase, and the pressure will not only to be able to manage the challenges, but to be the type of leader who will be able to lead us all into the future without burning out in the process. So we need resilient leaders. We need leaders with a rock solid mindset. We need sustainable leaders. And companies are in desperate need of sustainable leaders who can balance short-term and long-term priorities and create value for the company, the stakeholders, and for society as a whole. So there's an urgent need to develop sustainable leaders to take a seat at the table. We're talking board members, chief executive officers, senior leaders who are able to lead and execute with a vision from the future. And we need leaders who can shape the future. And it requires a change in mindset. I firmly believe that the concept of sustainable leadership is not only here to stay, but it is the only way forward. We can't continue leading in the same old. We need a paradigm shift in leadership, and the change is urgent. The time is now. Sustainable leadership is all about having the ability to think beyond the immediate gains and profits and instead have the skills, the mental ability to think strategically and think from the future, where not only the goals of the company are included, but again, the goals of society as a whole are included. So it is about having the ability to see strategies that play a larger role and that drive impact at a global scale. Sustainable leadership means having the inner skills. Let me say that again, because I feel like people don't really understand what sustainable leadership truly means. But sustainable leadership means having the inner skills needed to drive impact and promote a company's vision and ensuring that it is aligned with the global sustainability goals. But beyond that, and I can't stress this enough, it is about having leaders that have those inner skills and capabilities to lead us all into the future. And this is a huge gap because most leaders of today lack the skills to create the future changes that we so desperately need. We need leaders who are high-level thinkers, who are driven by humility and purpose, and who have self-awareness. We really, really need self-aware leaders who are willing to be questioned or willing to be challenged. We don't have time for fragile ego leaders who don't leaders who put their self-interest above the interests of society as a whole. We really don't have time for that anymore. So we need leaders who are self-aware. And that's the sustainable leader I'm talking about. So let's dive a little bit deeper into sustainability mindset and what I mean by that. So when I talk about having a sustainability mindset, it means the shift from me, myself, and I, where I'm acting in accordance to my own interests, and instead shifting to a we mindset, a collective mindset, where you are driven by a strong self of collective purpose and a passion for creating a sustainable world where everyone can benefit. Like the mission of our company, Rewired Global. In essence, we're here to end human suffering, one leader at a time, one woman at a time. It's a pretty big vision, to want to end human suffering, right? But this is where sustainable mindset comes in. It shifts you from the ego-based thinking that is small, narrow, and incredibly shallow to a purposeful, impact-driven leadership. World-class leadership. Sustainability mindset is when leaders are oriented toward the long term. They feel a strong purpose and a deep motivation to meet bigger goals for the company and for society as a whole. It's where we have the mental capacity to align the goals. So it's both people and profit, both planet and profit, both company success and global success. And what we're talking about here is leaders who achieve their full potential and can bring their absolute best self and evolve into the leaders of tomorrow. The leaders we truly need, the leaders that will lead us all. And sustainable leadership is also where we are grounded in integrity. And I am obsessed with integrity. It's our company value, and it must drive our actions on a daily basis. Integrity is honoring our word and aligning our moral values with our actions. And I can't stress that enough. We need integrity in leadership. Sustainable leaders are also masters at systems thinking. So let me expand a bit here. And I mean, this could be like a whole podcast episode on itself. But what that means simply is, and I think, again, this one is incredibly valuable, that systems thinking is having the self-awareness that there is a bigger context that sometimes we can't even see in the moment because our thinking is too narrow or too limited. It's having the ability to see beyond a bigger picture. It's having the awareness that there is a pattern in thinking or in a system, and having a holistic view of systems, that, we're part of a bigger system. So when we have the capacity to acknowledge that and explore this and analyze from this perspective, we also develop the intellectual ability to see more complex systems at play, or beyond our own company or business field, and beyond our own thinking and our own mental architecture. So we're talking about a deep understanding of systems work and the impact they have on a whole. And developing into a sustainable leader brings forward these qualities that allows us to cognitively process complex global issues and to face extreme uncertainty and an unknown future from this perspective. And again, the world is in urgent need of this high level of leadership. Leaders who are resilient, leaders who have the mental ability to withstand extreme challenges without burning out and crumbling. Again, we cannot have fragile leaders, or leaders whose egos stand in the way of global change. We need leaders who have proved themselves in the face of adversity, both in their professional lives and in their personal life. And the leadership gap is huge. The sustainable leaders we need have to be courageous but humble. They have to have an unshakable confidence in themselves, but at the same time, be able to dismantle everything they know to be true about themselves. Pretty challenging, right? But first and foremost, they need to have an inherent sense of responsibility and a really strong purpose to make the world a better place for us all. And at the core of the sustainable leader, we need leaders who have developed their ability to feel empathy, because without empathy, we are doomed to a selfish world where it's all about me, myself, and I. And again, we need leaders that can have strong boundaries without being cruel or being assholes. And I see this often, leaders who pride themselves for having strong boundaries, where the reality is that they're just being assholes and cruel. They lack empathy. And again, what we're looking for is a shift, focusing on the performance and efficiency, the output of every employee, which drives people to burning out, and knowing the pursuit of work performance, to understanding the human being as a whole person, whole and complete person. We need to lead with soul, seeing human beings for what they are, human beings, thinking and feeling beings, whole beings. We need leaders who are really who are self-led and have the inner skills developed to lead in a sustainable way. And again, I believe that traditional leadership skills are not serving us any longer. And more than that, they're outdated leadership skills. And they're not going to lead us into the future. And if we think about the role business play in society and the impact it has on people and on the planet, sustainability is not something to be just like managed as a cute side project or because it looks good. It really must be at the core of how we run the world. The next generation of leaders must embark on a journey to become sustainable leaders. And I'm talking about the mindset, their state of mind, their psychology, their inner skills. They must learn to balance not only their work and personal life, but also balance world issues and complex problems. They need to clarify a purpose for their organization that transcends their own fragile ego and build a strong culture that facilitates purpose-based decisions at all levels of the company. So we need leaders who are truly able to connect the dots, who can manage holistically and think from the future that does not exist. Pretty big deal. All right, that's it for today, my friends. I hope that gave you some food for thought and expanded your thinking a little bit when it comes to sustainable mindset and sustainable leadership and sustainable success. And again, if you find that what you learn here through this podcast speaks to you, or if you are just done with trying to balance it all, I'm inviting you to join me with an exclusive group of women from all over the world who are becoming experts in just that. You can join one of our Rewired programs where you can experience everything from 3-month rapid transformation as a leader to year-long mastermind guidance. All right, my friends, let's go forward. Let's choose a new way of leading in a sustainable way. And again, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful day or evening. And I'm going to see you next time here on the Wired to Win podcast.